Hello everyone, Lizzie here from Nature Club. I'm going to talk you through our paddle boat activity, our wooden paddle boat activity, which is the build project in this month's box. So in your box you have your boat, your pine boat piece. You also have your two paddle pieces, and then you have rubber bands. You can use 1 to 3 rubber bands or more. I'd recommend having a play with how you attach the paddle, but I'm going to show you how I've used 3 here to wrap around it so that it stays in the boat. So first things first, we just press these two paddle pieces together. Okay, and then in the boat, we're going to secure the paddle by wrapping. You can see I've wrapped the rubber band so that the paddle's suspended in the boat, so it's not going to fall out. So to do that, I'm just trying to show you here from the top. I've used 3, and I've gone around this notch, then around the paddle, one side, around this notch, then around the paddle on the other side, and then the first rubber band I put on by itself without the paddle, like that. So then I pushed the paddle through and then wrapped the other 2 rubber bands. And what that does is holds the paddle into your boat so that it doesn't fall out when you let it go. So ideally you're getting the paddle nice and centered, and you can kind of play this by ear in terms of what works for you, but you can see it's now held. So if you put this into a bath or a deeper body of water, you're ideally not going to lose your paddle. So then we wind it backwards. As you wind, we're building up elastic potential energy in the rubber band. So as it stretches, there's more energy building up. Keep going, keep winding. This is why I like 2 or 3 rubber bands, and have a play. Like, we'd love to know, what did you find that works best? Keep winding, keep winding. You have to hold it so that it doesn't let go. Then you're going to place it into the water, and the paddle will unwind and shoot the boat forward across the water. So that elastic potential energy held in the rubber band, when that is released, it's going to create forward motion of the boat. If you wind it the other way, forward, it's going to shoot the boat backwards. So have a play, experiment. If you're racing the boats or doing it in big bodies of water, I'd recommend using it just like this, okay? But what we've also got is an option to add a mast. So I found a stick. It's not very much bigger than the little notch that's in the boat. I'm actually going to make this a bit shorter. Okay, and then your peeler in your kit is for whittling down that stick. So we're going to put the glove on the hand that's holding the wood. We're going to hold the wood in that gloved hand, and we always whittle, peel, carve away from the body. So going to remove the bark and remove some of that wood away from the body until it comes with a nice flat shape. You can see there, and that flat shape is going to squish right down into the boat. If you make the mast too tall, it might cause the boat to be a little bit heavier, but experiment. From there you can add a sail. Now again, this may not be the best for actually using the boat, because if the sail gets wet and heavy, it could sink the boat. Okay, but it does look cool, and there's some material in your box if you want to cut a sail piece and cut some holes in your fabric. You can do that just to have a play with how it looks. Okay, I also really like, so you can do that with fabric for your boat. Probably cut that piece a little bit smaller now that I have a shorter mast. I also love the idea of using a leaf. So you could, I don't have scissors here with me, but you could trim your leaf to be a nice sail shape and place that on your mast too. And then see how it goes. So you wind it up, and the paddle should stay nicely in there. So have a play, show us what you create. I'd love to see the different masts and sails and ways that you've attached your paddle. This project is all about experimenting and learning what works. See if you can make your boat go faster, see if you can make it go further. Maybe you have a pool at home or a lake you can go to, and see how many rubber bands change how far the boat goes or how fast it goes. These boats will float really nicely. If you have any paint left from your November box, if you received that, any Natural Paint Co paint, you could paint the boat, which will protect it from the water for a little bit longer, or if you have paints at home. But it's a really great project to play around with it, experiment, and we'd love to see what you find works best. Enjoy, have fun.